So, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Kenesha Berry. I am a mindset relationship coach. That means that I help my clients get clear about what they're thinking so that they can begin to create the life and the reality that they really want. This morning, I want to share something different. I want to do something a little bit different because I saw a video that had really challenged me. And so I thought, you know what? I want to be honest. I want to be real with my audience. I want to share my own challenges about different mindset things. And so the video was a trans man, and please, like if I get this wrong, give me grace because I'm still learning. But I believe he was trans, and maybe I'm not sure how he was presented because he looked like a gentleman in the video, but he was saying that as a trans person, I guess March 31st was considered Trans Visibility Day, which I don't know what that means. But he was saying that what he needed and what that community needed from people, instead of them being visible, but that those who support them, those who love them, show their visibility. And so here's my moment. Here's my moment of sharing. So my daughter, I named her Brianna. Goes by Emery. She has shared with us that she considers herself trans, and for her, I think, in again, if she watches this, I'm asking her for grace because I try to get it right. That means she presents more trans masculine, but she likes to kind of play in the feminine and masculine energy. So I don't understand it, but here's what I do understand. So here's my mindset challenge. I'm a Christian mom. I believe the Bible. So here's what I don't need you to do. I don't need you to load my feet with scriptures. I'm just sharing from where I am right now. How about that? What I do know that there is a scripture that says love covers a multitude of sin. And the scripture also tells me that love in all the things, whether you speak in tongues, of all the gifts, love is the greatest. And so for my journey as a mom of a beautiful young person who has decided that, or not decided, according to her, it's not her decision, who identifies as trans, my goal, my prayer is that I love her, that I can make space for my daughter, that I can be present with who she sees herself to be. That maybe one day I'll be kind enough to learn pronouns, but right now I have a little resistance against that, particularly the calling her a them and they when I see one person. But what we have offered each other is grace. And so for you, if you're the mom, if you're the parent who's watching this, or the friend of someone who's going through this, what we don't need right now is we don't need your preaching. We don't, like, you can hold me up or hold us up in the word, but don't beat me down with the word. I'm a Bible girl. I love the word. I read it. I don't always understand it. God and I often wrestle about what he is saying, because he's a loving God. He has ensured me that we get to have a relationship. And in relationship, there are challenges, even with God. So for those of you all who are so holy and you don't dare um, have the type of relationship with God where you can go, yo, I don't get it. I don't know what you require of me. This one is hard. That I pray for you. But God has been gracious that he loves me enough that he allows me to have that kind of relationship where I'm like, we got to work through this one. Or I'm going to need you to make that one clear for me because I don't quite get it. But what I always do is I submit, meaning I do my best to submit to his authority in my life. I'm looking, praying for what is his will. And for me right now in my daughter's life, I believe God's will is for me to stay close to her, to show her how much I love her, how much I accept her for just who she is, her 18-year-old self. I jokingly say that she's crazy because she is as crazy as her mom was when she was 18. I honor her and I respect her because she's more bold. However, she does struggle with things like anxiety. And because of all that maybe we've done. Maybe we've done as Christians in the church, and to me, sometimes showing more hate than love, showing more rejection than acceptance. Um, she no longer wants to attend church. She no longer wants to be a part of that part of my life. So I don't fight with her. I don't force her. What I do is I keep in relationship so that she can allow me to speak into those places. When she's struggling with anxiety, when she's struggling with depression, with sadness, instead of hammering her, because we're in relationship, I ask her, can I offer you scripture? Can I offer you a new way out? Can I share with you what is happening to you is that you're under spiritual attack? And I believe that if I build this wall of resistance where I have to be right and I have to fight her on what she's going through, and if I am the person who is telling her that your whole life is wrong and you're a mess and you're going to burn in hell, and if I do that, I don't get to have a relationship with her. I don't get to have a space to speak love and light and God in her life, because I would have destroyed the relationship. So for you guys who are watching and thinking, why are you sharing this, Kanisha? Because the video of the person who says, if you support a trans person, for us to be visible, I just want to let you know I support my daughter. I love her. It's hard, it's challenging. She's very clear that there's choices and decisions she makes that I don't agree with. But I will not toss her away. I will not um, slam her with so much scripture that there's no room for love. There's no room for acceptance. There's no room for us to be in relationship. I choose relationship over rules. And if you're honest, and if you look at the God we serve, he also chooses relationship over rules. And if you say, well, Kenesha, I don't believe that. Well, I do, because a God who, before I said I love Jesus, before I was open to the idea of being saved and surrender my life to him, he died for me because he chose relationship over his rules of holiness, pureness, um, being, these things that we hear, living without sin. He chose relationship over his own rules. And so, in his desire, meaning that even if it was his rule that we must be holy, he created the path for the holiness, not me, not you. He opened a way and a door that I could be holy before him. And he did that through Jesus. And so, here's the thing, I can't change my daughter. I can't make her or will her to be what I think she should be, but I know he can. And I leave that space available and open. And I don't deny that maybe this, if I believe that God says he is in all things, that everything is in him, that he is omnipotent. That means he knows all things. He knows who she is. He knows that was going to be the journey that she walks down. He is aware of the challenges that she will face. He knows it all. And so in that, I will find my quiet, my solitude, my love for her, my obedience to him, and I would trust the process. I would trust that when I don't understand, he does. I will trust that when it makes no sense to me, that he will make sense of it. I've lived long enough to know and to see that all things really do work for the good of those who are called according to his purpose. So I am waiting in the all things. I am believing that it's all working together and that she will be all he's called her to be. And it may not look like what I think it should look like. And it may not look like what you think it should look like. But he is God. And I believe he's a graceful God. And so he gives me the grace to walk in love towards my daughter and any person who's trans or homosexual or whatever. Because you know what? I believe every experience as being human has a place, it has and deserves to be honored. Every human experience, Not one of like murder and child molestation, no. But I'm saying when a person is trying to move through this life and they are good and they are loving, and their lovingness may not look the way I think it should, from a perspective of heterosexual, homosexual perspective. I would love. I would choose love, plain and simple. I would choose love. So I pray that you have a blessed day. I pray that you find love within your own heart, that you find acceptance within your own within your own self, that you may love and accept others. Have an amazing, blessed day. Bye-bye.